Hey man, what's going on? It's been a while. So today I'm going to be talking about how you can help determine your career with astrology. And it's not like it's going to tell you straight up like you should be an engineer, you should be a doctor, you should be an artist. No, it's kind of like guiding you to like what type of lifestyle you want and how that can balance with your career. It can tell you what sector you might want to pivot into. You know yourself the best. You can always look at what you gravitate towards more and kind of see what resonates within like the resources that I give you. So in this video, I'll be providing examples of certain planets or aspects and their meanings, but I won't be going through all 12 signs. I'll be providing links in the description below that can kind of help you out, and like you can read through those links if you want to find more information on your sign. Again, I'll put a link in the description of the most reliable site I use to get my birth chart, and like all the information you need will be linked down below. But let's get right into it. I don't want to waste any time. This is how you can use astrology to determine your career. So first things first, we're going to be talking about the 10th house. So in the housing systems, it starts with your ascendant as the first house, and then after it'll go around and you'll reach the 10th house, and it has a sign that is assigned to it. For example, mine is Aquarius. So the sign that is associated with your house can tell you the influences that kind of affect that area of your life. So 10th house has to do with your career, your profession, and your professional reputation. So the sign that rules this house can tell you the type of things you'll want in your career. And it can also be an indicator of what type of work you want. So I'm gonna give a couple examples. Aquariuses really wanna push things forward. So this being said, they could be into science, into technology, things that bring us further into the future, into developing what the future is going to be like. So some values that Aquarius ruled 10th houses have are they want to push the world forward. They want to have freedom. They want to make the world a better place, and that humanitarian side of them, maybe they'll work in charity. And if you have a Virgo ruled 10th house, it can indicate that you like a more conventional job and a more conventional place to work in. And it can also mean that you are in the work of creating structure and creating organization within like a company. Next, we're talking about planetary rulers. So you have a sign that is associated with your 10th house. So mine is Aquarius. The planet associated with Aquarius is Uranus. With Aries is Mars. With Gemini is Mercury. So you look at the planetary ruler of your 10th house and then find that within your birth chart. So if I'm looking at my birth chart, my 10th house is ruled by Aquarius. That is associated with the planet Uranus. So you look at Uranus within your birth chart and see what house it's in. That was a little bit confusing. It was a lot. So let's just say that your ruler of your midheaven is in the 4th house. That's Cancer house. So this suggests that you may have work related to your home. So either you work remotely or you work in real estate with land, maybe interior design. You're working in the realm of homes. But if your ruler of the midheaven is in the 10th house, which mine is, this can indicate a person who is very ambitious, where career is important to you, and you don't really want to work because of an income. I mean, income is important, of course, for a lot of people for survival, but it's more like you want to make a difference through your career. Aspects. So you also want to look at aspects with the midheaven. So there can be conjunctions, trines, sextiles, all of these things here that can tell you more about your work and career. So for example, Sun and midheaven aspects can dictate your ego and your need to feel success. So your career is going to be a large aspect of you feeling successful in your life. If you're successful in your career, then you will feel like you've accomplished more. Let's say Mercury midheaven aspects, your communication skills will be a very important aspect within your career, and you want to be known as somebody who has something interesting to say, because Mercury, it's associated with Gemini, and Geminis, they're good with their words, they're good with communication. Let's just say being a teacher, being a writer, writing an article for a newspaper, that type of thing. Planets in the 10th house. So different planets within the 10th house can mean a lot of different things, and they can be things that, help you within your career, things in your career that you're known for. And an empty house doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing. It could just be a blank canvas where there's less factors that can influence your values and, the type of profession that you want. So in a way, it can be a blessing in disguise where you feel more open to different things and you don't feel compelled to work certain jobs. As I said, I have Uranus in my 10th house, so for me, it could represent a person that wants to rebel, and they would be unhappy with the conventional 9 to 5 and the systematic structures of a corporate job, which is weird because I'm a Taurus and I like stability. If you have Venus, for example, in your 10th house, this can mean a focus on relationships and investments, maybe even relationships that you create with people through your work. You want to find a partner to build a stable and productive life together. You enjoy the material things, so you want to have a 9 to 5 structured job that gives you a stable income and keeps you steady. You're also more compelled to be like a provider. You have like a provider instinct within you. And because of this provider instinct, it can make you very career driven and a very motivated and hard worker. Next, we're talking about the 6th house. The 6th house corresponds with your health, your wellness, daily routines. And your routine, your everyday life kind of relates to work because we spend so much of our times working, maybe like a third of the day. So the sign that rules your 6th house can kind of represent the workplace that's best ideal for you and also the lifestyle that is ideal for you. So the question is, how can you integrate your lifestyle, your ideal lifestyle, with your work? So for example, Libra. So Libra ruling 6th house likes to meditate and work around counseling and helping others find justice. You may be sensitive to energies and get drained easily, so soothing activities and gorgeous settings really energize you. And working in a calm environment with a beautiful setting is also very ideal. So you might not want to work like in a hospital setting where, there's a lot of chaos and a lot of different like energies that you can be impacted by. And another example would be a Sagittarius ruled 6th house. These people need independence, freedom, and flexibility within their lifestyle. They want to have the control over their hours to work from anywhere they want. Remote work is very ideal for these people. You'll also want to pay attention to the planets that you find within the 6th house. So if there are certain planets in the 6th house, it can represent the work that's done out of necessity rather than work that you seek out because you are interested in it. Now, the 2nd house. So the 2nd house rules values. So we're talking about like liquid assets and also material things. So things you can sense with your 5 senses. This house is ruled by Taurus, which is known for their materialistic values, I guess. So, things you can taste, touch, smell, look at. They want like all of the beautiful things in life. So this is looking at somebody's money, somebody's savings, somebody's finances, the feelings towards your finances and the possessions you want in this lifetime. Now, this is related to career, I feel, because, the career you choose can definitely impact your financial well-being, of course. If your chart indicates that maybe you do want a very luxurious life with a lot of nice things, then you have to choose your career accordingly and work a certain job to make that sort of income. So you have to look at, truly what you value in life. Do you value maybe living a certain lifestyle, or do you value maybe wanting to work within a certain sector to change certain things? It's really where your interest lies. So let's just say, for example, Cancer ruled 2nd house. This person needs to learn how to use their intuition to best make their financial decisions. When they lean into using their intuition, they're able to accumulate life and build the life that they want. Cancer energy, again, it impacts the home. So these people may be working, again, like in their homes, remote living, building a business out of their homes, having a small business that you build from the ground up through your home. Next example is Leo ruled second houses. It could represent a person posing for money. So actors, models, singers, in theatrics, maybe stand-up comedians, maybe people who work in the theater. Another thing about the second house is that it can tell you about the pitfalls of your financial life. So knowing about these pitfalls can kind of help you avoid them. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like a bad thing when you see negative things within astrology. I think it can be something you can learn from, like the North Node. The North Node, when I first learned about it, was so interesting because that's like your North Star. I mean, your sun is of course very important. It's your personality, but North Node is where you want to be. It's where the path your soul wants to take. It's your life purpose. So my North Node is in Gemini, and this can mean that communication is very important within my life's purpose. And like I feel like this even is like a form of communication. I'm talking to you guys through a camera to relay this information. So first off, the house that the North Node is found in is very important, and also the sign of the North Node. The house the North Node is found in reveals which area of life that you want to grow in and where you have work to do. A person whose North Node is found in the third house, for example, this is a person that really needs to learn from communicating with others, an exchange of information. They need to learn to effectively communicate to, grow this information. And another example would be North Node in the first house. The first house represents you. It's your identity. So this is a person who needs to develop a strong sense of self, of who they are, their values, their beliefs. And it's also an indicator of somebody who needs to need to build their self-esteem, who need to build a stronger self-esteem and build a stronger identity. Next, the sign the North Node is found in is the skill you want to develop in this lifetime. So let's just say, for example, a Libra North Node. This is a person who needs to develop the skill of dealing with people, of creating harmony and balance. Let's just say North Node of Leo. This is a person that needs to learn how to be in the spotlight, who needs to get used to being in the spotlight and having attention and commanding people, commanding attention. So that is all. That's my video. I hope this was helpful in some way. I really had struggled with trying to figure out my career, and I still am. I don't know, I'm just going with the flow. But I've definitely used astrology to kind of piece together, what I don't want, and kind of help me understand what I should be working on if I do want to fulfill my soul's purpose. And that's truly what I want, to feel satisfied, and astrology has helped me in that way. Thank you so much for watching. Check out my astrology playlists. You can learn more about astrology there and more about yourself there. That's all from me. Toodles!